Hello, everybody, and we're back for the final game of this three-game series against the Giants and Diamondbacks. And the visiting Giants lead off with a catcher, Posey, batting second. Playing second is Thompson. Batting third, playing left field is Barry Bonds. Batting fourth, playing center field is Mays. Batting fifth, playing first base is Cepeda. Batting sixth, playing shortstop is Aurelia. Batting seventh, playing third base is Williams. Batting eighth, playing right field is Pence. And batting ninth on the mound is Jason SCHMIDT. And for the Arizona Diamondbacks, leading off playing right field is Upton. Batting second, playing second is Escobar. Batting third, playing first base is Goldschmidt. Batting fourth, playing left field is Gonzalez. Batting fifth, playing center field is Finley. Batting sixth, playing shortstop is Drew. Batting seventh, doing the catching is Montero. Batting eighth, playing third base is Lamb. And batting ninth, the big unit, Randy Johnson's on the mound. Let's get down here to the stadium and get this game started. And to lead it off for the Giants is Buster Posey, batting .600 with 1 homer and 2 RBIs. This is Randy Johnson's second appearance of the year, rather. He's 1-0 with a 3 ERA. And here's the pitch to Posey. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Escobar at second. Over to Paul for out number 1. And Robbie Thompson comes to the plate. And Thompson's batting .333 with a homer and an RBI. And that's going to be another ground ball down the second. 2 quick outs here by the big unit. And that brings up Barry Bonds, the matchup everybody wants to see in this game. Johnson against Bonds. Bonds batting .353 with 4 homers and 7 RBIs. And he's going to take Randy Johnson deep. Kiss it goodbye. Barry Bonds turns on that fastball. Randy Johnson can't believe what he just saw. Barry Bonds with his 5th homer and 8th RBI gives the Giants a 1-0 lead. Bonds wins that first matchup, folks. Willie Mays is up now, batting .211 with no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So Johnson strikes out Mays, but gives up the home run to Barry Bonds. And it's a 1 run in the first for the Giants. Diamondbacks coming to the plate with Upton, Escobar, and Goldschmidt against Jason SCHMIDT. And Upton's batting .095, 2 homers and 2 RBIs. This is SCHMIDT's second game of the year. He's 0-1 with a 12.46 ERA. Here's the pitch to Upton. And Upton takes him deep. How far is this ball going to travel, folks? That is the question. And that ball is high. That ball is far. And Barry Bonds, all he can do is turn around and watch this one leave the field. Home run, Justin Upton, to make this a 1-1 ball game. And now we've got Escobar up, nobody out, nobody on, batting .091 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a base on ball. So these pitchers aren't sharp yet today. And that'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt with nobody out, a runner down at first in a tie ball game. And Paul is batting .353. He's got 1 homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Schmidt strikes him out for out number 1. Here comes Gonzalez. And he is batting .267, 2 homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a 40. The team is a 8, 9, 13, 22, 35, 8. And they'll be fielding column 1. Wild pitch. Nope. Yes, it's a wild pitch by SCHMIDT. That's a wild pitch. Escobar's now down at second and 1 out for Gonzalez. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out the left field. Barry's got it. Makes the catch. And Escobar will stay put. And Steve's up now. And Finley's batting .353 with a homer and 3 RBI. And that's another lazy fly ball out to Barry. And that'll be out number 3. So the leadoff homer by Upton makes it a 1-1 game as we go to the top of the second. You got the Little Bull Cepeda due up, followed by Aurora and Williams. And Orlando is looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 6. And he's going to be 0 for 7. That's a swing and a miss. He strikes him out the big unit. Gets his second strikeout of the game. And Rick's up. He's batting .167. No homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a grounder back to the mound. And that's probably going to be an error. An error. And yep, that's going to be an error on Randy. An E1. And that gets Rick down to first with 1 out for Matt Williams. And Matt Williams is batting .400 on the year. No homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. Big unit now with his third strikeout of the game. Hunter Pence is up now. 2 outs and a runner down at first, batting .400 on the year. No homers and no RBIs. And that'll be against the lefty. 12, 11. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And Rick's going to stay put. So now you got first and second and 2 outs. Because after what happened in that last game, these Giants ain't no rush to be running the bases on these Diamondbacks. SCHMIDT is 0 for 1 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. The big unit strikes him out. And the Giants strand 2. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still 1-1. You got Drew, Montero, and Lamb due up here for the Diamondbacks. And Drew's batting .154. No homers. 3 RBI. And against the righty of 17. That's going to be a fly ball out the bonds and left for out number 1. And Miguel Montero comes to the plate, batting .364. No homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. He turns on that one. Pence gets over there quickly, cuts it off, holds him to a single. And Jake Lamb's up to the plate now, 1 on and 1 out. Batting .182, no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Pence. He gets to this one, and that'll be out number 2. So it's up to the big unit here. Keep this inning going. And he's batting .250 on the year with no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Rick. He'll go the short way to second. And the Diamondbacks strand 1 to the top of the third we go. The top of the order due up here for the Giants. Posey, Thompson, and Bonds. Posey grounded out to second his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Upton for out number 1. And Robbie is 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his first time up, also back in the first. And he's going to give Drew a chance at short. He comes up with it, fires over to Paul for out number 2. And here's round 2 of this great matchup. Barry with a knockout homer his first time. So this is round number 2. He's going to win this matchup this time. And it's going to be Barry again. That ball is high. That ball is far. Barry Bonds has got Randy Johnson's number today, folks. 2 at-bats, 2 homers, and a 2-1 Giant lead. Barry Bonds bringing his 8th game today. 6th homer of the year, folks. Number 5 and 6, and it's 2-1. Here comes Willie. He struck out back in the first against the big unit. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Escobar. But Barry does it again. Hits a homer to give the Giants a 1-run lead. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, but the bottom part of the order due up here. And Justin Upton matched Barry's homer back in the 1st. Can he do it here in the 3rd? And nope. He won't get a homer, that's for sure. He does make contact. And that is going to be a base hit. That's an infield hit. He hit the ball hard down the 3rd. Williams gets it. No throw, though. Justin Upton's aboard again. He's 2 for 2. And now you got Escobar up. And I think they might do a little hit and run here. Yep, they're going to do a little hit and run. 28 on a hit and run. Now they'll get the runner down to 2nd. Ricks only plays over to 1st. So now you got the tie and run down at 2nd and 1 out for Paul Goldschmidt. And Paul is 0 for 1. He struck out back in the 1st. Not this time, folks. He blasts this one. That's for sure. And that ball is hit in the left field, and it's a tie ball game. A double in the left field for Goldschmidt. And it is 2-2. So the Diamondbacks are matching them 1 for 1 in every inning. Now there's 1 out and a runner down in 2nd. And Gonzalez, he's 0 for 1, flew out the left back in the 1st. And that's going to be against the righty. 17. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope. That's going to be popped up down the 3rd. Williams has got it for out number 2. And Ken Castro joins us. Barry Bonds is hitting 2 homers in this game off the big unit, Ken. Justin Upton got a homer. Now a double for Goldschmidt brought in a run, tied this game up. Steve Finley's 0 for 1. He's flown out the left. Can he drive in Goldschmidt out there and give the Diamondbacks the lead? And that's going to be a base on balls. So now you got runners on 1st and 2nd. 2 outs for Drew. And Drew is 0 for 1. He flew out the Bonds back in the 2nd. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And let's see here. Safe at 1st on a wild throw. Runners advance 2 bases, folks. So that's going to score a run, and Finley's going to get down to 3rd on the 2nd error by SCHMIDT. No, 1st error by SCHMIDT. Randy had the other error. No, the pitcher had an error. So the runner on 2nd is going to score. And the runner on 1st is going to get down to 3rd. And that gives the Diamondbacks a 3-2 lead on the air. Jason SCHMIDT not helping his own calls out. Now you got runners at 1st and 3rd for McGill. And he singled back in the 1st. Can he drive in an insurance run here? Here's the pitch to Montero. And that's going to be against the 18. And that's going to be a nice play out there by Hunter Pence. Saved a run. Makes a nice run and catch. But the Diamondbacks scored 2, 1 on an error, and lead this game 3-2. You see the upcoming schedule for the Giants. Now you don't. Now you see the team comparisons. Giants are 3-2, batting .270 with a .345 on base percentage, slugging .554 and an OPS of .890. Arizona's also 3-2, batting .216 on base of .292, slugging .474 and a .766 OPS. Now you got Cepeda, Rick, and Matt due up here in the 4th. And Orlando Cepeda struck out back in the second. He goes for 1. And that's going to be a rare play. 37 and a 53. That's going to be ball strike 1. Orlando with the 0-1 pitch coming to him. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. That's Randy's 5th strikeout of the game, folks. And Rick's up now. He's 0 for 1. He reached on the Randy Johnson error back in the second. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. He drives this one down the first baseline and makes it to the wall. That's going to be a 1-out double for Rick. Now the time runs down at second and 1 out. Matt Williams comes to the plate. Matt struck out back in the second. He's 0 for 1, and he's going to be 0 for 2 as that's a fly ball out to Upton. And again, Rick's not going nowhere. Remember what happened in game number 2. These Giants got thrown out left and right, pun intended. Gonzalez and Upton was throwing them out. Now you got Hunter Pence up, and he is 1 for 1 today. He's singled back in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Steve in center. That'll end the inning, folks. The Giants strand 1 to the bottom of the 4th we go. You got the bottom part of the order to up. Lamb, Johnson, then back to Upton. And Lamb is 0 for 1. He flew out the right in the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Rick at short. Over to Cepeda for out number 1. Here comes the big unit up now. And he is 0 for 1. He reached on fielder's choice. And that's going to be against the righty 21 and 9. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Williams. He fires across the diamond for out number 2. And here comes up, and he's 2 for 2. He's homered and singled in this game, folks. He's come across and scored both times. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And a 53 and a 3 should still be column number 1. Barely column 1, and that's a nice play by Mays. Takes a base hit away from Upton. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. To the top of the 5th we go. SCHMIDT due up, and then the order turns over to Posey and Thompson. Jason's 0 for 1. He struck out against the big unit back in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left. Gonzalez makes the catch for out number 1. And you see that the Giants scored 24 runs on 15 homers, stolen 3 bases, and caught once. Diamondbacks 28 runs, 15 homers, no stolen bases, and haven't been caught. Posey's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be against the lefty. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Posey's aboard here with 1 out. So Buster's down at second. And Robbie Thompson's up, batting 0 for 2 today. And they're going to do a little hit and run here, trying to stay out of the double play. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right. And Upton makes the catch for out number 2. And here we go, round 3. And it's been all Bonds. 2 homers, all for Randy Johnson. Does he get one in the ear here, folks? That's the main question. 2 solo homers in the 1st and 3rd. Buster Posey down at first. Randy's not giving in. He's not going to intentionally walk him. Here's the pitch. And he finally gets him, folks. Finally gets him. That's going to be a swing and a miss, and he strikes him out. So it's all or nothing today. So Randy with a first time getting Bonds out with a knockout fastball. So it's 2-1 Bonds there. 2 homers and now a strikeout. And that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still a 3-2 ball game. You got Escobar, Goldschmidt, and Gonzalez due up here. Escobar is 0 for 1. He walked in the first. And that's going to be a ground. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Schmidt strikes him out. We're out number 1. And Goldschmidt comes to the plate. He's got an RBI double back in the 3rd. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to travel in the Arizona desert, folks? That ball is far. That ball is high. That ball is kissing goodbye. Home run. Goldschmidt makes it a 4-2 ball game. Ball's flying out of the park today, folks. All but 1 run's been scored on the homer. Gonzalez is up now. He is 0 for 2 today. 1 out and nobody on. And a 4-2 ball game. That's a ground ball down to SCHMIDT. He takes it himself for out number 2. And Steve Finley comes to the plate. Steve is 0 for 1. He walked back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Schmidt gets the strikeout, but not until he gives up the homer by Paul Goldschmidt. Makes this a 4-2 ball game. We go to the top of the 6th. You got Mays, SCHMIDT, and Ariella due up here. Mays is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Steve Finley doesn't play that well. That's going to be a base hit. And Mays is going to get down to 2nd on the air. So that's an E8. And the batter gets the 2nd. Costly error there in a tight ball game. Now you got SCHMIDT up. Runner down at 2nd. Nobody out. SCHMIDT's 0 for 2. The big unit struck him out both times. Can he give him the hat trick? Not this time, folks. SCHMIDT squares this one up. And that ball is hit into left field. And that's going to be an RBI double. And just like that, it's a 1-run ball game. The runner down at 2nd and still nobody out. Rick's up. He's 1 for 2. He's reached both times, once on an error and doubled back in the 4th. And that's going to be a catcher, 44 and a 7. And that's going to be a balk by Randy Johnson. 2nd balk in this series, folks. You don't see that very often. That's going to force the Diamondbacks to bring the infield in. And here's the pitch to Rick after the balk. And that's a big swing and a miss. The unit gets the strikeout here. That's 1 down. Now you got Matt Williams up. Runner still down at 3rd. He's 0 for 2. Struck out and flown out. They'll keep the infield in. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And 42 and a 3. And roll another dice here. A 1. They chance it here. 47. 47. They've been bitten by the arms out there. 25. Does he take the chance? Hunter Pence is up next. 25. It's a 51 or lower. What the hell? What the hell? Send him, right? Send him. Make him throw him out. It's to tie this game up. So it's going to be a 51 or lower. He's safe. And he's safe. So that's a sacrifice fly for Matt Williams. And that ties the ball game up. Now there's 2 down. Hunter Pence is at the plate. And he's 1 for 2 today. He's singled back in the 2nd. And that's going to be against the lefty at 12. That might be a base hit. Yep, that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Hunter Pence is aboard here with 2 outs. And with 2 outs, Jason's going to bat here. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. The big unit strikes him out, but the Giants score 2, tie this game up at 4-4. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Drew, Montero, and Lamb due up here. Drew is 0 for 2. He did reach on an error back in the 3rd. Here's the pitch to Drew. And that's going to be a swing and a miss for out number 1. And Montero's up now. And Miguel's 1 for 2. He singled back in the 2nd. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts here to start this 6th inning. See if Jake Lamb can get on board here. Lamb's 0 for 2 today. And he's going to be 0 for 3. That's an easy grounder down the short. 1, 2, 3, 6. We go to the top of the 7th. It's tied up at 4 apiece. Randy's due to lead off the bottom of this inning. See if he can make it through the 7th inning here. He's got the top of the order due up. Posey, Thompson, and Bonds. And Posey is 1 for 3. He singled back in the 5th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Drew for out number 1. And Thompson's up now. And Thompson's 0 for 3. And not anymore. That's a base hit in the right field with 1 out. And here comes the matchup, folks. Barry Bonds, 2 homers. Randy struck him out the last time. He's going to win this 4th and final matchup. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Johnson walks him. Now it sets up Willie Mays with 1 out. Runners on 1st and 2nd. And again, here, we take the Lamb out. You got all these righties coming up, so they might do a double switch here. That might be it for. So Mark Reynolds is going to come in the game. And let's see who's going to come in the pitch here for the Diamondbacks. See who's going to come in the pitch here. Looks like Dave Hernandez will come in the pitch. He'll bat in the 8th spot. And Reynolds will come in and bat in the 9th spot. Okay. That'll be it for Randy. Let's see if Fernandez can get him out of this mess here with 1 out. So Mark Reynolds comes in to play 3rd. And Dave Hernandez, his 2nd game. No record with an 18 ERA. So you got 1st and 2nd, 1 out for Willie Mays. And Willie is 1 for 3 today. He singled and came around the score in the 6th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd. Sorry, that's a pop-up down the 2nd. Escobar makes the catch for out number 2. And now they do bring in the lefty, Willie McCovey. And that's what they're going to do. McCovey's going to come in the game. Pitch hit here. Since they got no lefties in the bullpen, you don't have to worry about them bringing a lefty in the facing. So McCovey will come off the bench here. And he'll stay in the game and play 1st. McCovey is batting 67 on the year, no homers and 2 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this. Willie McCovey gets a hold of this one, folks. And that ball is blasted into right center field. That'll score Thompson. And with 2 outs, will Barry be able to come around the score? $29. That would be a 55 or lower. Barry scores. And he barely gets in there. That's a 2 RBI double by McCovey. Gives the Giants a 2-run lead as Hernandez couldn't come in and shut the door, folks. So it is now 6-4. Winding down at second and 2 outs. And does Rick stay in the ball game? Or does Crawford? Crawford's going to come in the game. Pitch hit, and it helps the defense too. So no doubt about it, this one. Crawford will come in and pitch hit. Again, not having a lefty out there in the bullpen, it's easy for him to make these moves. Now you got Crawford up, and he's batting .077 on the year. No homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a pop-up down the excuse me. Pop-up in the foul territory behind the home plate. Montero makes the catch for out number 3. But the 2-run double by McCovey gives the Giants a 2-run lead here, folks. We go to the 7th inning stretch. 6-4 Giants. Okay, we got to get a first baseman and a shortstop. They're just going to stay in the game. Cody's going to play first. Crawford will play short. And you got the 9-hitter, Reynolds, who came in on the double switch, then Upton and Escobar. As Jason Smith's still going to be on the mound here, see if he can make it through this inning. Smith's due up 3rd in the top of the 8th. So you'd like to see him get through this inning. So Mark Reynolds is batting .375 with a homer and an RBI on the year. And that's going to be a base on balls. That brings the tying run to the plate, folks. And Upton's already went deep in this game. Justin is 2 for 3 with that homer back in the 1st. And that ball is well hit, folks. That ball is far. Jason Upton, kiss it goodbye. That ball is out of here. His 2nd homer of the game ties this one up at 6 apiece. And still nobody out. Jason SCHMIDT tried to get him through this 7th inning. He's due up 3rd. Now you got Escobar, Goldsmith, and Gonzalez due up. Yeah, that was quick, wasn't it? Yeah, sure. A walk and a homer, all those walks. 3 walks in the game. Go with 5 strikeouts. Escobar's 0 for 2. He's walked in the game back in the 1st. And not this time. He squares this one up. And this is going to be it for Smith. That ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this one going, folks? And that's out of here. Back-to-back homers. And just like that, the Diamondbacks take a 7-6 lead. And that's it for Goldsmith. Jason Smith now. We'll bring somebody in just to get through this inning. just to get through the inning. Like I say, they don't have a lefty. Craig Mitten's going to come in, try to get an out here. Jason can't make it through the 7th inning, folks. So Greg will come in here. It's 1 inning, hopefully. And that game is now 7-6. Nobody on, nobody out. Poe Goldsmith's 2 for 3 with a homer and a double, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McCovey for out number 1. This is Mitten's 2nd game. No record and no ERA. That brings up Gonzalez now. He's 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be against the righty in 19. That's going to be a fly ball out the Pence for out number 2. So Greg Mitten's coming in, got the first 2 batters out. Now Finley's 0 for 2. He did walk back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Greg's up with it, fires over to first. So Mitten comes in, does the job, but 3 runs scored in this inning by 2 homers, makes it 7-6. As we go to the top of the 8th, Hernandez, when's he due up? He's due up 3rd. They're going to have the bullpen. They're going to have a short leash on him, that's for sure. Short leash, that's for sure. So we'll get the bullpen up. See the team comparisons here. 40 strikeouts, 24 walks, 11 doubles, and 1 triple for the Giants. 48 strikeouts, 22 walks, 11 doubles, and 2 triples for the Diamondbacks. You got Williams, Pence, and a pitch hitter for Mitten. Matt Williams is 0 for 2. He does have a sacrifice fly back in the 6th. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to go, folks? I kiss it goodbye. Matt Williams homers here. And Hernandez lets them tie the game up right away, folks. It's now 7-7. Hunter Pence is up. He's 2 for 3. He singled in the 2nd and in the 6th. Ball's flying out of here. That's a ground ball down to Drew for out number 1. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Mitten. See who's going to come off the bench. And I think Mr. Clark's going to come off the bench. Jack Clark. With nobody on and 1 out in a tie ball game. Clark is batting 1,000. He's got a homer and an RBI on the year, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Drew for out number 2. So now we're back to the top of the order in Posey. And Posey is 1 for 4. Single back in the 5th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Finley. But the leadoff homer ties this ball game up. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 7-7. He's going to come out here and pitch here for the Giants. Again, they got nothing but righties. And I think Mr. Beck's going to come out of the bullpen. Rod Beck. Trying to keep this a tie ball game here in the 8th. So this is Beck's third appearance. He's got 1 save on the year and no ERA. He'll be facing Drew Montero and a pitch hitter for Hernandez. So Drew is 0 for 3. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Beck strikes out his first victim for out number 1. And Montero comes up to the plate now. He's 1 for 3, single back in the second. And that's going to be a grounder down to Crawford for out number 2. See who's going to come off the bench here for Hernandez. And Eric Burns is going to come off the bench here. See if Eric can do some damage here with 2 outs and nobody on here in the 8th. Eric is first plate appearance of the year in 2007. He batted .286, 21 homers, and 83 RBI. And that's going to be against the righty. 20, and that's going to be a fly ball out to Barry left. Nice play by Bonds, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. Go to Diamondbacks. See who's going to come out of the bullpen here. And Kim's going to come out of the dugout. He'll bat in the 8th spot. Out of the bullpen, rather. Trying to keep this game tied up here in the 9th. Give the Diamondbacks a chance to win it in the bottom of the inning. Kim's second appearance, no record with no ERA. He's got the bad boys coming up. Thompson, Bonds, and Mays. Robbie's 1 for 4. He's single back in the 7th, came around to score. And that's going to be a rare play, a 51 and a 36. And that's going to be strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Robbie. And he strikes him out. Kim gets his first batter out with a big strikeout. And that brings up Barry Bonds. A 2 for 3, 2-homer game, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Kim strikes him out. Back-to-back strikeouts. Can you strike out Willie and strike out the side here in the top of the 9th? Mays is 1 for 4. Came around the score back in the 6th. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to go, folks? Kiss it goodbye. Willie Mays hits a homer and gives the Giants an 8-7 lead, folks. Kim strikes out the first 2, but Mays takes him deep and breaks the tie. And now you got McCovey, who's 1 for 1 after coming in the game with a 2 RBI double. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Upton to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 9th with the Diamondbacks trailing by 1. Are they going to let Beck stay in the game here? I believe they are. So Beck's going to stay in the game. He's going to face Reynolds, Upton, and Escobar. Can the Diamondbacks come back here and at least tie this game up? Reynolds walked in the 7th and came around the score. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Crawford bobbles the ball in E6. Oh, man. Rod Beck shaking his head. Now the time runs at first. The go-ahead runs at the plate. And Justin Upton has been keeping up with Barry Bonds today, folks. He's 3 for 4, 2 homers, and 3 RBIs. Can he walk it off here, folks? Nope, that's a deep fly ball. Bonds back near the track. Makes the catch for out number 1. Escobar's up now. And they're going to do a hit and run here, folks. Escobar's 1 for 3. He's homered back in the 7th. When he went back-to-back jacks, they're going to try to stay out of the double play here. So a hit and run, and that's going to work. That's a ground ball down to Crawford. He makes the play, but then he plays it over to first. The runner will get down to second. Now it's all up to Goldsmith. Time run down at second and 2 outs. Paul's homered in this game. He's 2 for 4. He's doubled and homered. 2 RBIs on the game. And that ball is, let's see here, against the 21. That ball is hit down the third. Williams is up with it, fires over to first, and the Giants hang on to win 8-7, folks. That's a heartbreaker for the Diamondbacks. Heartbreaker for the Diamondbacks. Stinking Giants take the series here, folks. Sweep the Diamondbacks 3-0. The Giants 8 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors. The Diamondbacks 7 runs, 7 hits and 2 errors. Bonds and Mays both 2 hits. Bonds 2 for 4, both of them homers. Mays 2 for 5 and a homer. Got Bonds, Mays, and Williams going deep. Giants were 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position, left 6 men on base. What a wasted game for poor Justin Upton. 3 for 5, 3 RBIs, 2 homers. Escobar 1 for 4, and Goldsmith with a nice game, 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. You got Upton, Escobar, and Goldsmith, all 3 going deep. Diamondbacks 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position, left 5 men on base. SCHMIDT goes 6 innings of no decision, 7 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, walked 3, struck out 5, and gave up 4 gopher balls, folks. Minton comes in 1 inning of blank, and Beck comes in, gets a win, blows the save, but gets the win. 2 innings, struck out 1. The big unit goes 6 1/3 of no decision, 9 hits, 6 runs, walked 1, struck out 8, but gave up 2 homers. Hernandez, an inning and a 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run, and a homer. And Kim comes in 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, struck out 2, but gave up the homer. The Mays to win the game. Yeah, it was a fun game, wasn't it? Rather the Diamondbacks win, because everybody knows I ain't no stinking Giant fan. Take a look here at the standings now. And the Mets are leading the National League East by a half a game over the Braves. Marlins a game and a half back. Washington Nationals 2 games, and the Phillies 2.5. And in the Central, the Pirates are a half a game over the Cubs, Reds, and Astros. And a game up on Milwaukee and St. Louis. And the Giants, with that 3-game sweep now, are a game up on the Diamondbacks and Dodgers. Padres are a game and a half back, in the Rockies are 2.5 games back. Lance Berkman leading with a .571 batting average. Bonds now with 6 homers and 9 RBIs to lead the National League. Of course, the ERA leader's at 0. And Rocker still leading with 2 wins and 3 pitchers tied with 2 saves. And Barry Bonds is now leading in MVP voting, and John Rocker in Cy Young. See what the next game on the channel is going to be. It'll be an American League game. That was the last of that 3-game series. So let's see here. It looks like it's going to be the Indians traveling out to California to take on the Angels. And let's see if that's the correct matchup here. Cliff Lee against, could be the Lees going up against each other. I'm not sure if that'll be the correct matchup or not. Not sure. Let's see here. Be the third pitcher for the Indians. Let's see if it'll be Cliff Lee. No, it's going to be Corey Kluber pitching for the Indians. And let's see who's going to be pitching for California. It'll be the third pitcher for California. And it'll be Weaver. So it'll be Kluber against Weaver. Mr. Weaver. I want to thank Ken Castro for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, folks. Hit that bell for reminders. And hit that like button and leave a comment if you get a chance. Until next time, you'll have a great day and take care.